Welcome to Cherry Laurel Lanes in Amherst, New York. This is the Stepladder Finals of Summer BTC Live. Here are your top four finalists for tonight's Stepladder Finals. The number 4 seed is from Hamburg, New York, David Sherman. The number 3 seed from North Tonawanda, New York, Chris Jufer. Qualifying second from Cheektowaga, New York, Bill Swiat. And your number 1 seed and defending champion from Niagara Falls, New York, David Shelton. Those are your finalists for Summer BTC Live. And welcome back, everybody. We are live coming to you from Cherry Laurel Lanes in Amherst, New York. Stepladder Finals of Summer BTC Live. You've met your 4 competitors. Your defending champion, coming off his win over Mike Ciccone, David Shelton. He will be sitting in the wings, waiting for his opponent. And starting off the night, we've got 2 bowlers who are relatively new to our scene here. First time we've seen Chris Jufer and David Sherman returning to action here would be the champ. 2 bowlers who have qualified out of the qualifying rounds here today. Jufer qualifying as the 6th highest qualifier at 4 p.m. and Sherman as the 7th. And that is how they wound up on the 2nd of 3 Stepladder shows here from Cherry Laurel Lanes. Name pattern. Tell you about what they're bowling on here this week. We've had a full day of bowling, started at 9:30 in the morning. There was 3 qualifying squads, followed by 4 p.m. qualifying round. We had fresh oil at 9:30 and at 4, and again for the start of the first Stepladder, which is show 4, as it's listed on your YouTube rundown. And this is the pattern that the bowlers are bowling on. This is a pattern called Middle Road. It's a 39-foot pattern. The ratio is 5.25 to 1. And the surface here is wood, freshly resurfaced this summer. And so a little bit of variety from last week where we were on synthetics with a little bit longer pattern. Seen a lot of urethane today. We're set for match number 1 between Chris Jufer and David Sherman, and there's the handshake. Choice in this match went to Jufer, and he has elected to allow Sherman to start the match, and therefore, should there be a pressure shot in the 10th frame, Sherman will be up last. Sherman and Jufer getting us started. Match 1, Summer BTC Live. Good start for Sherman, qualified with a 6-16 total in his 3 games at 4 p.m. in the qualifier finals. Chris Jufer qualified with a 6-19 total. There were 8 scores, even or plus, in the 4 p.m. qualifying round. It's been a moderate scoring day. There's been good scores out there, and there's also been challenges. Players have been able to put together some good strings here and there. We're bowling on leads 5 and 6. That has been our featured pair all day. 2-8 to start for Chris Jufer, 58 years old. North Tonawanda, New York. He's been around the bowling scene here in the Western New York area for a long time. This is current league average at 220 plus. Says he's never bowled on TV before, which seems somewhat surprising to me. I would have thought in all the years of local bowling shows that we've had here that Chris would have made an appearance somewhere along the way. Technically, this is a live stream, so if Chris decides to bowl some of our Beat the Champ shows throughout the season, then technically it will still be his first TV appearance if he were to make the show there. He certainly has the ability to do that. I don't know if he's bowled that many of the qualifiers before, and certainly good to have him out here in the field this week. Welcome everybody that's watching the show live, or if you're watching on replay. Many of you may have been with us all day. If you are, if you have been, glad to have you back. Good shot there for Chris Jufer. 36 years old from Hamburg, New York. He lists his current league average at 230. Old high school at Hamburg and college at Erie Community College. And on to a nice opening double.
Sorry.
Like we have, sorry, doesn't look like we have urethane for either of the bowlers in this match. Trying to get a good look at what they're throwing here. Again, we load the lanes before the start of the 7 p.m. Stepladder finals. If you're watching on YouTube, in our archive, that was show 4 in the rundown of summer BTC live shows. This is show 5, the second show of the day here at Shirley Laurel Lanes. Trouble there. And a mess. 3, 4, 6, 7. Makeable for sure. Straight. Now this is a neat way to shoot. Straight down the right edge, and he gets 2. So an early double and early opening from Sherman. Chris Jufer, when asked how many turners he has, he said he stopped counting. Nice double there. So on his bio sheet, Chris lists under the name portion J.C. Jufer. And I notice in the chat that DJ Chapman is referred to him as J.C., and I've always known him as Chris. I guess that he goes by either of some sort. Fourth frame. Light 2-5. I think you can call Chris Jufer a veteran of the lane, so I think that's accurate. Looking for the spare here in the 4th. He has the early lead by some 16 pins. Get a total of 82 entries here. A nice summer total for summer BTC Live. We look forward to the opening event of our regular season coming up in just 2 weeks, and that is when our TV shows will resume. We'll tape 4 shows on August 17th at ABC Gates Bowl in Rochester, New York. Qualifying for those shows will be on Saturday, August 16th. Friday night, August 15th, we will have an over-under doubles sweeper to go along with qualifying. They get one complete opening weekend of action. I know a lot of the bowlers here have indicated that they'll be there competing in that event in Rochester, so we look forward to that. Excited to start the season there. We welcome bowlers from any area. It is not just a Buffalo, Rochester thing. Anywhere that you're within driving distance and you would like to bowl, join us. And we've put all the events into one weekend, whereas sometimes we have qualifiers on a Sunday, depending on the size of the house, and then we tape the following Sunday, 48 Lane Bowling Center at ABC Gates Bowl. And I believe that Kelvin Parker and his staff are probably watching live, as they were last week, as we speak. We've got all the events in one weekend so that players from other areas can make the trip, stay over for a night in a hotel if they bowl well, and be on our show. Good shot there from David. play here for Chris. 210 pays the penalty. Try to slide this over. Not able to. So he will give a few more pins back towards David's side of the match. Seven pins, the deficit for Chris Jufer. Through 5 frames, Sherman with a double up. Have a chance to stretch that once he gets back up on the lanes. Our number 2 seed is Bill Swiat. He'll be up next. Seen him on shows here with us. Last season with Beat the Champ presented by Storm. Chris Jufer will bring in 10. Chance now for Sherman to capitalize and add to his lead with the strikes working. Chat from Shelton G says he took 2nd place in a tournament this year and show help by watching. Thank you, Shelton. We're glad that you watched. That one was not as great as David Sherman would have liked. He's away with an easy spare. Sees that lead shrink by a pin. Filled frame in the 6th. See if Sherman makes a good guess here on the left lane. And Brooklyn again, and as is the tradition here on our live stream, we need all the hands up in the chat with the 5 pin left here, and we will gladly deliver the size of the tab afterwards, should it be necessary. He's got it. Chris Jufer is going to need to find a way to put some pressure on here as we go towards the 7th frame. Close match still. Just 5 pins. Although, sense that Chris needs to get some momentum going, really. As he tripped that, hey, and Stephen Cavalieri is still here. He's commenting after his performance at 7 o'clock on some of those breaks. He would have liked that one. If he can turn that into a double, he will take the lead back. Yes. His lead change, 5 pins. Chris Jufer. Back and forth match so far. We got a great group of viewers watching on our stream. We thank you very much. We want to remind you, if you haven't done so already, if you're new to the stream, be sure to like and subscribe. It truly does help out our channel a ton, and we want you to be able to get those notifications whenever we have new content like today's live streams. Last week and this week have been our first live coverage on our YouTube channel. We hope everyone's enjoyed it. That one was a more trusted shot from David Sherman. This one doesn't get back, so begs the question, were the other shots left of target because he was afraid that it would not get back if he trusted it out to the right? Should be no trouble with the 2-pin. He now sees the tide turn and is going to need to do some work of his own here. And if any of you are watching at perhaps your local bowling center, if you're out at ABC Gates Bowl watching the show, I know the live stream is on here at Cherry Laurel. Last week we had the live stream on at Mollitz's Island Lanes. We hope you're enjoying it. Jump on your phone, get in the chat. Tell us where you are. This is the 9th frame for Sherman. Late hit. It seems to be a little bit caught in between. I believe he did make a ball change in the middle of the game. Changed back. So again, this is the second set of Stepladder finals after the oil relief. It was not fresh oil for the beginning of this show. We oiled them fresh for show 4, which was our 7 o'clock show. And that's the way they will stay for the rest of the day. On this show, we have Sherman and Jufer in this match, and then Bill Swiat, all of them on the right side of the lane. And our returning champion, David Shelton, will have the left side pretty much untouched since his win over Mike Ciccone a matter of less than an hour ago. Jufer now in the 9th with a double up. Possible 235. Again light, and almost again a trip 2. He's keeping it light on the head pin here. Should be no trouble here. Hooks at it. Both players now on spares in the 9th. 7-pin lead for Jufer. He will finish the match first and has the ability to shut it out here of his own doing. 2 strikes and 4 pins will send him into the title match here at the 10th. Doesn't get that one. So David Sherman's going to have a chance. Still an important spare. He's had plenty of practice at this spare in this match. Full count here would be 203. Force David Sherman to double. Double in 7. Be specific. Strike will be strike in this fair will be 197. That's 6 now that he's gotten 9. 2 strikes. Or it'll be Chris Jufer winning this one. And Sherman has had several shots in a row that have not been lodged in the pocket the way he would like. Can he come up with the right adjustment and correct shot to get it done? And no help on 4. A better shot. He gave it a chance. It's going to be Chris Jufer and a 4th place finish for Sherman. One more shot now to wrap it up. Should have at least. 195. It's 202 to 195 victory. Chris Jufer moves on. He will advance on to face our number 2 seed, Bill Swiat, in match number 2. In the meantime, we'd like to tell you about opening weekend for Beat the Champ. As we mentioned before, we'll remind you that we're going to ABC Gates Bowl in Rochester in 2 weeks. Friday night at 7 p.m., ABC Gates Bowl has guaranteed first place at $1,500. It's an over-under double sweeper. It's going to be a 4-game sweeper. Total pinfall will determine your prize fund there. Get yourself a partner. If you're over 50, get yourself a partner that's under 50 or vice versa. That'll be the start of the weekend. Qualifying for Beat the Champ presented by Storm will be Saturday starting at 10 o'clock in the morning. We'll have 3 squads there as normal. And then once we're done with the day's activities there, we'll go to our TV tapings on Sunday. All day we'll tape 4 shows. We enjoy going to Rochester. They're great hosts. Always a lot to do in the area. And we're going to start our season there, and we absolutely look forward to having everybody there with us. Again, opening weekend in Rochester will be a non-house shot event. We will not post the pattern ahead of time. We like to have a graph on site so that the bowlers can look at it. And it will be the same pattern for all 3 days in Rochester. So if you're thinking about bowling the qualifier on Saturday and you want to get a leg up on bowling on the shot, then the Friday night sweeper is for you. A lot of money to bowl for. Should be a lot of bracket action. We're excited for a great weekend there, and Paul Peck and Stu Navoyski will be back for 4 shows to start the season on MSG. Players wrapping up their practice for game 1. It will be Jufer and Swiat. And there's the handshake. We are underway. Bill Swiat had the choice. He will start the match on the left lane. Perhaps likes the right lane better. I'm guessing he's probably going with the earth lane. I believe that's what he's thrown most of the day. Didn't get to watch all of his games. Watched a good chunk. Talk a little bit more about his style. He's a unique player. Not the start that he wanted. Bill Swiat frequently we'll switch between no thumb and thumb deliveries. I really believe more or less depending on what he thinks that is his best way to attack the lanes. So it's no surprise today that he's using his thumb, given that there's plenty of hook in the back ends and he may want to control the lane a little bit more. Also, I think you would describe Bill as a player with firm ball speed, and that's probably been good for him here this week. Not the start he wanted, though. Jufer started match 2. Workmanlike performance so far. He's got to find a way to get it up to the pocket a little bit. That's better. I don't know that may have been a ball change. I'm not certain. To get out to an early double. This is what you want to do when your opponent opens early, is jump out. And Chris would love to do that here. Shaker, 7-pin. Good shot. Whatever the adjustment he did make, it appears to be a good one. DJ Chapman in the chat says that Chris bowled left-handed for a few years, and I do remember that. So we've got two players that have unique adjustments in their game between Chris and Bill. We saw Bill on the TV finals, I believe it was twice last season. He made the show at ABC Gates Bowl and also at Central Lanes in Salamanca. Again, we always want to thank all of our host centers for being a part of the show. We would not have any of this if it wasn't for them and their commitment to the sport. And, out of trouble. Have our full schedule, or at least more details on our schedule for the season out soon. We've announced opening weekend so far. Cherry Laurel Lanes will be on the television schedule this year, as were Island Lanes, where we were last week. And anytime you want to check on details of our schedule, you can check those out on our Facebook page. Simply search Beat the Champ presented by Storm. Third frame, slow start for Bill. Perhaps he can turn it around a bit here. Flush hit there. That's what we expect from Bill, and more similar to what I've watched him do all day. He, although has been using urethane, has been playing relatively direct from farther in. I don't know that I've watched a lot of other players today play that part of the line, that part of the lane, the way he's playing them. And it's his ball speed that allows him to play where he is without as much left to right. Obviously, the combination between the ball speed and urethane. Good shot there for Chris. .69 high career series on his bio sheet for Chris Jufer. We got a lot of bowlers in this area with some impressive scores and credentials. Thank you, Mike Gourmet, for the subscription. Welcome to the stream. perhaps we'll see you at the Rochester. Good spare. Clean through 4. And again, we talked about this a lot last week. This is match play competition. And score really does not matter. You need to beat your opponent. And Chris is out clean, and Bill is out with an open. So it's now on Bill to try to swing momentum. And you do that by throwing doubles, and here's a chance for one. Good shot there. I think that I don't sense that Bill is going to be out of the pocket often with the way he's playing lanes here. I think if he's able to carry and continue to have his ball go through the pins the way he needs to, given the way he's playing the lanes with urethane, I think he's going to be in this match. I don't think there's going to be a runaway here. So it may have been a tough start, and I don't know that Bill threw a lot of practice shots staying loose, so perhaps he just kind of needed to get in the swing of this game. I sense that we could have a good showing the rest of this game from Bill. Gets the strike there for a 3-bagger. Tape adjustment here for Chris Jufer. Important for players who perhaps are watching our show, maybe up-and-coming players. Don't have a good feel, it's going to be difficult to execute a good shot. If you're not secure enough in the thumb hole, add a piece of tape. If you're hanging up, take a piece of tape out. Even if you're using interchangeables, it's still important to have a good feel. Definitely love to get a better execution at the bottom of the swing there. Just didn't get the ball to carry. Another good audience for this show. Thank you all for being with us. Incredibly important to what we do here on Beat the Champ is you, the viewers, and we're so glad we can bring you live tournament action on a Saturday night in the summertime. Got a pin in the gutter on lane 6. We're going to get some help getting that pin out of the gutter. Chris will not bowl while that pin is sitting there. If he's really mean, he will re-rack lane 6 while he's about to shove this pin under there. No, who would do something like that? I can't think of anybody. Okay, this is okay. Never done commentary on clearing a pin from a gutter before. Of all pin clears from a gutter, that was one of them. That's Brian. He's been helping us out all weekend. Back to bowling. Second half of the game now. Oh no. Anti-Stephen Cavalieri of the night. Just picked us up midway through this second show of the night, or perhaps are watching on replay and didn't watch show 4, you'll want to go back and watch Stephen Cavalieri as he turned out a cornucopia of strikes. If there was a way to knock down 10, he found it. And he's not even here to defend himself.
I wanted to go, Terry. I was going to do that, but I don't want to do the camera.
We mentioned before, Chris Jufer with an 869 series, Bill Swiat lists his high career series as 890. It says spare in the first frame and the next 35 strikes. I do believe it was an unsanctioned, if I heard the story correctly. And look at that. This is key to Bill bowling well tonight is going to be if he can continue to knock down 10, and so far he is doing that. And from the amount that I've watched Bill bowl over the course of last season on Beat the Champ and this season, to me, this is a game for Bill. Throw it hard, online. And it's no secret that he was the #2 qualifier this week. 646 series in the 4 o'clock squad, 4 o'clock qualifier finals. You all may have watched live here on YouTube. And that's why he's here. He didn't win one match to get to the title match. Will it hook back? I would say so. Strong 5-bagger. David Shelton waiting in the wings. I'm sure paying attention to the tack on the 1-3 pocket by Bill Swiat. Go time now for Chris. Still stay clean. Clean is not going to be enough the rest of this game, I don't think. Against Bill Swiat. 3 frames to play. Possible 227 for Chris Jufer. Go to possible 269. Sets himself up, gives him some reason to make Bill think. Type of shots that Bill has made so far. With those, that execution, he'll be in good shape. 2 TV shows that Bill made last season, I didn't get the sense he was quite as comfortable as he appears to be now. Perhaps it's just a difference in the environment, or perhaps he just feels that this condition is suiting him a little bit more than he found on TV Day at those other tournaments. One right a little bit, and it turns into a split. Could have been better than that. Could have been a little worse, I suppose. Not much. Difficult spare, the 2-5-7. That stops his string. Lot of ways to chop this spare, and Bill doesn't want to give any pins back in this part of the match. There's going to be left. Open the 8th frame with 172. Again, Chris Jufer at the possible 227. Now Bill possible 232. So this match just got a whole lot closer. So Chris is still going to need some more work. Really take full advantage. Not the bounce back he wanted. Another tough spare. So just as I said how comfortable Bill was, 2 shots that not playing for a lot of backhand hooks, so when he gets it out to the right, himself. He's now given up enough pins that Chris Jufer can actually shut him out in this match. Certainly needs to make this. Chris Jufer strikes and 4 shots estimated so far this game. If he could somehow put together a strike here, 2 more in the 10th, he'll have this match without going for another shot. Wasn't it? Down the spare now for a possible 2:07 for Swiat to mark in the 10th. Joe. Andrew Austin in the chat asks about the lane condition that they're playing on. This is the middle road pattern. It is 39 feet in distance. Oil to dry ratio of 5.25 to 1. This is the second show bowled since they were oiled, so they are bowling on, you can call it the burn, I suppose, because one show is not fresh. Fresh for the first show, which in your rundown of shows on YouTube is show 4. That was our 7 o'clock show, and we have one more live show after this, which will be at 9 p.m. Or obviously it will start a little bit after 9 p.m. It's scheduled for 9. Whether or not we're on time depends on the pace of play. Live stream link is there, and when this show ends, you will be automatically redirected to the next show. So you can stay with us for the rest of the night until we're done with our matches here, if you like. We hope that you do. Here in the 10th for Jufer. No opens, no doubles. That's a result of 190. It's going to use a simple filling some pins in the 10th for Bill Swiat to move on to our title match. Back to the ball we used earlier. 193. 6 spins on the first ball would give Swiat 194, and that would be enough. Winner of this match takes on our defending champion, who picked up his first title in our first show of the night at 7 p.m. That's David Shelton from Niagara Falls, left-hander. He's made back-to-back weeks worth of shows. His opponent will be Bill Swiat. It'll be a game in the 200s. We haven't had too many huge games on the show so far, although we did have some good scores from different players. Our number 4 seed in our 9 o'clock show tonight is John McDowell, who only opened up his qualifying round today with 8-14, and I think he had 19 consecutive strikes in the middle of that match, or in the middle of that qualifying series, I should say. He'll be in our next show. Bill Swiat, it's a 211 to 193 victory. Moving on, Chris Jufer in good day finishes 3rd. I'm sure we'll see Chris in more events in the near future. Let's go ahead and give you a promo for the next show that we have after us. Summer BTC Live continues. After we have crowned our champion between Swiat and Shelton, we'll have show 6. That'll be live, scheduled to start at 9 o'clock. It is, of course, currently 9 o'clock here, East Coast time. We try best as we can to be on schedule. Sometimes with less strikes, it goes a little bit longer into the night, and no problem there, because when this stream is over, it'll be a new stream for show 6, and on your YouTube, it will automatically redirect you to the next show, so nothing you need to do. And we'll have some more live action here from Amherst, New York. Practice time now. David Shelton. And he'll get 6 shots on each lane, and Bill Swiat will not get any additional shots. Give you a look again while they're practicing at the lane pattern again that they're bowling on here. Things were stripping oil before the 7 o'clock show, and that's the only time that they will be through all of our live Stepladder finals tonight. So these lanes were bowled on at 7. This is the second run of Stepladder on the show. Pattern is middle road. We actually bowled on this pattern once, last year's television series. And it is a 39-foot pattern, 5.25 to 1 ratio. The difference here being, obviously, we bowled on this pattern last year at transit lanes on a synthetic surface, and here on wood. And not only wood, they are fresh cut resurface here at Cherry Laurel lanes this summer. So that obviously makes a difference in the way the lanes are played, and players will adjust accordingly. You've seen a lot of urethane go down the lane. I believe this will be a matchup of urethane in this match. That's what David Shelton has been throwing. Shelton defeated our 3-time defending champion Mike Ciccone in the first show. He gets 6 shots for the start of this match. Here's the choice for starting. He doesn't have to take all the shots if he doesn't wish to. It appears that we are getting names input into the scores, and we may be ready for title match time.
You have to, I know. Whichever one you're not sitting in. Okay, it'd be weird if it's not the one that he is sitting in. That's where I'm going to spill all my water. You got a plastic bottle you can sprinkle? Get on your left side there, Bill on the right, I'll give you a signal.
Handshake, and we're ready for a championship match here. Summer BTC Live, Cherry Laurel Lanes, Amherst, New York. David Shelton took the crown in our first show of the night, and now he looks to defend that crown for a second straight win. Left lane, his choice. He will finish this match last. You have to count how many pins are left. It's probably not. This is the 1, 3, 5, 8, 9, not off to the left. And he is 1 for 1 on that spare today, at least. I'm going to bet it's the time frame of where he's 1 to 1 goes back farther than that. Says he bowls in 2 leads. 34 career 300 games for him. As I said in the previous match, I think he has a good look if he executes the shot he wants to. We saw that for a good stretch of that game, and then we saw a few that got a little bit out of line. I don't expect David Shelton to bowl a bad game here. So it's going to be on Bill to perform and try to take this title. Again, Bill Swiat electing to bowl with his thumb. He does not always. Sometimes thumbless, and sometimes with a thumb. We no trouble on the approach there. No trouble with the pins. Makes a choice. Goes just fine. Shelton, 24 years old, from Niagara Falls, New York. Pro shop operator. This is current average of 212. May get this one. So split the difference on those 2 shots, and he'll be back in the pocket. We talked about this on the previous show. If I'm saying this correctly, David is nephew of professional bowler, former Team USA number from Niagara Falls, Pat Healy Jr. We all know how well he did in this sport. Third frame now for Shelton. Converts the 3-9 nicely. And Swiat will step up with a chance to put a double on his side of the board. Good shot there, and it is a double. And he has the lead by 13. And a strike here will stretch that lead to 23. Kind of start that you want. If he's able to put together another strike here. So David Shelton was able to get that win over Mike Ciccone, and this time he's facing a task here. Needs to make a few better shots than he started with. That's certainly a better effort there. It's looked to make a little bit of move in, a little bit softer, perhaps a little more rotation. And that probably tells me that he wasn't all that comfortable, or he maybe experienced a little bit of carry down. I don't know if I can pin some of the shots this game only on carry down. However, that seems to be a good instinctual move that he made there to me. Obviously, his side of the lane is going to transition too, and he is throwing urethane. This is firm. Doesn't like that one. Contrast from the previous game that David bowled on this pair of lanes, where he looked extremely comfortable and extremely settled in against Mike Ciccone. I know that these players are allowed to stay loose in between games, and just barely converts that spare. And it is part of the process for bowling in this atmosphere, in this environment, of learning exactly what you need to maintain the form that you had, and to keep keep the momentum going the way you want it. So certainly, how many practice shots did he throw? Did he stay loose? Did he wait off to the side watching? Anytime you're out here in this environment, you're going to learn from it, good or bad. And I believe it's time for hands up. There's one. Live chat. I think this is your call. Here, hands up. I'm not going to say another word. Just make your spirit. Okay, we're good. We need to set a record somewhere along the way here for most hands up when a 5-pin is left on a live chat of a live stream bowling event. I think that's a record we could go after. 6th frame now for Swiat. 22-pin lead. And again, this is kind of the way the last match went, because all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we have a few loose shots. I think is the best way to describe it. Fortunately for him, he has a lead and has a cushion. Still, you would always rather continue to force your opponent. Interesting technique here. I mean, put it where he's supposed to make the spare. That was quite interesting. Just kind of made an adjustment with ball speed and hooked it at it. Either way, the defending champion is handed some help. And this lead is now 8 pins for Swiat. Shelton does not have a double up here. However, he can start one. This is better if it hooks back. Or goes high. Yeah, it's a strike on the board. And I think some of our chat viewers would, if a player gets a break like that, I think there would perhaps be some duckies. chance to take the lead. Leans on the 7, and it's a 2-pin lead for the defending champion. So just like that, one loose shot from Bill Swiat, and his opponent climbs back into this one. .245 max score for Swiat, 247 max score for Shelton. Good bounce back. Good bounce back. This would be a great place for him to get aggressive and make that a double. Another great audience out there watching this show. Thank all of you for being with us. We enjoy bringing you this live tournament bowling action from Western New York. I saw a question in the chat earlier if this is only for bowlers from this area, and no, it certainly is not. If you're within driving distance, you want to come in and bowl our events, we'd love to see you here. Week 10 there for Bill. Should be no trouble with the spare. Changes balls, new plastic ball. Should be no trouble, and it's not. 5 and 6 has been our feature pair all day here today. We've had some extra action from some outer pairs. And we got to see a lot of players cross through during qualifying, and we're glad to be able to bring that to all the viewers. 8th frame now for Shelton. 2 pins is the difference. He can really put some heat on here. Great shot there. That was his best shot of the match. Makes that leave 12. Finish this match last. This strike here would certainly go a long ways to solidifying his 2nd consecutive win. Only one strike on this lane so far in this game. Posted it and got it. Possible 247. Swiat can only strike out for 225. Commanded this match to the defending champion. For any chance, strikes are necessary. Just a pinch high, and well warranted. Some of his light hits have not wanted to get there to carry. He needed that one, so he kind of had to jam it up there just a little bit. Could have struck, could have gotten a break. His max score now down to 214. So even if he strikes out, David Shelton with a possible game of 247. A mark would be in the 220s. Don't believe he would even need a mark. 9 out for David Shelton would be 214. So if Bill does strike out, he would at least force David Shelton to mark in the 10th. That's going to go high. Well, and so I think that deserves a chat record duckies for that one. Still a possible 214. This is better. Okay. If he can get one more, he will force David Shelton to step up and mark. Important fill shot here. If he were to get 9 on this ball, David Shelton could win with just 9 on the first ball and would no longer need the mark. So important to get 10 here. And he does. That was a more relaxed shot than the other ones too, and that one made it back from being a pinch right where the other ones didn't get back enough to strike. So Bill's done his job. That's all he could do here. 214, 9 on the first ball. Would be 214. 9 out would be 214 and a possible tie. Mark will win it. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Four, 6, 10, and essentially an unmakeable. If he gets 2 here, it'll be 212 and not enough. So if he doesn't get any help, he does not. And that is why you continue to bowl the game out, even if you don't expect the win. Bill Swiat gets one that he did not think he was going to get, and we have a new champion. 214 to 212. It's Bill Swiat over David Shelton, our new summer BTC live champion. A good day of bowling for David Shelton nonetheless. And I know that we will see him again. And I know that we will see Bill Swiat as our defending champion in our next show. And that is show 6 here from Cherry Laurel Lanes in Amherst, New York. We've got a new champion. And it's Cheektowaga's Bill Swiat.